call, please.
Mayor Knaus,
Here.
Mr. Donahue,
Here.
Ms. Greenfield,
Here.
Mr. Hammond.
Here.
Ms. McCready is absent. Mr. McQueen is absent. Ms. Zamara.
Here.
Notice of this meeting was provided to the Burnsville News, Courier News, and the Star Ledger, filed with the municipal clerk and posted on the municipal bulletin board on December 24th, 2020. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Oops, wait a minute. I got to get my screen up here. Ah, I lost my picture. Wait a minute. Hang on. I'm coming. Where's my flag? I lost my flag. I'm sorry. Here, I got one. Here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Lost my picture. All righty. We don't have any presentations, right? So it's now time for our open session. So if anyone from the public would like to speak, please limit your comments to 3 minutes. Give your name and address. And if you watch Anthony, he will hold a timer up to let you know what your 3 minutes are. Would anyone in the public like to share something? Carrie.
Hi, Mayor Knaus. Thank you very much. For over a year, I proudly served on your Rec and Open Space Steering Committee, the Mayor's Committee. Now our work that we did in concert with the Rec Committee has been summarized and an ordinance has been proposed. That is Ordinance 2021-1898. Recently, a borough resident called my attention to the language of this ordinance. It proposes to dedicate $250,000 to a number of potential projects, both general and specific. The very first specific item mentioned in this ordinance is a snack shack. In all the time I worked on the steering committee, I never heard the snack shack mentioned as a specific item. It did not appear as a separate item on either of the surveys. I don't know why that happened, but I want to let the council know that it did. In fact, both surveys revealed that the most desired items are walking trails, hiking trails, bathrooms, and biking trails. At the final steering committee meeting, again, there was no specific mention of a snack shack, though an item called Polo Grounds building appeared as one of 11 options to be rated on a 0 to 5 scale for a capital improvement priority rating. It finished in a tie for 6th among this representative group. I encourage the council to listen to the survey respondents and the steering committee. I also encourage you to think broadly about the borough and other initiatives and challenges facing it now. Would a snack shack compete with borough restaurants and pizza parlors that are struggling? Do we do our downtown a disservice? I don't know the answer to these questions, but I think it's worth considering. Thinking about it, the last snack shack specific buildings to be built in our local area are at Mountain Park. In all my years of reffing, coaching, running, and walking at Mountain Park, I have never seen the snack shacks open. On the other hand, I have often seen parents huddling under the very small overhangs outside the closed snack shacks, trying to escape the rain or a very hot summer sun. Turf fields mean that the games will go on, rain or shine. We have an opportunity here to do better than they did at Mountain Park and to do more. Let's think both beyond and outside the shack. Let's provide our residents with items that they did ask for on the surveys: water fountains, shade structures, and picnic areas. I'm thinking we could build an open-sided, COVID-friendly pavilion that would have restrooms, a snack window, a water bottle refill station, picnic tables, and enclosed weatherproof storage, because we've had problems with things getting moldy up there before. It would shelter game attendees from the weather. It would also be a boon to campers and counselors at our rec summer camps. Walkers, runners, and cyclists using the new Polo Grounds trail could sit and visit. It could potentially be rented when it wasn't in use for borough activities. I'm excited about the possibilities afforded us by the referendum on open space funds. and I believe that our priorities should reflect the expressed wishes of our community. And so I speak up here to let you know that I believe future ordinance language should be amended to replace the term snack shack with the more expansive and useful Polo Grounds Pavilion. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Carrie. It sounded like you were reading something. So if it's a statement, could you email it to Anthony?
I certainly will. I had cut it down a little bit to fit into the 3 minutes. So I'll send along a little bit more background information for the council's perusal.
Okay.
That came from the master plan.
Just in response to that, I believe what it is we are proposing is more, the word snack shack, I know we discussed that it's not just a snack shack. I mean, we are looking to have it be storage and, a snack bar for during games,
Right.
bathrooms. So it's kind of a multi-purpose building. It's just, we've always referred to it as the snack shack.
Right.
So I think so maybe just using.
So maybe that's what you're doing. When I saw that and I didn't see I did see bathrooms, but I was like, I just felt like we could do more. We have an opportunity to make this building do so much more. And if it sits where we currently have storage and where the old snack shack was, it's a prominent location. People can look down and see the game very easily from there. And I just think it could be fabulous for the entire community rather than just being, and I also do think that snack shacks do help our programs quite a lot in terms of keeping the cost down. And I'm hopeful that if we're able to have the cost be lower for our excellent programs, that more kids will be able to take advantage of being in our football or lacrosse or soccer program.
Yeah, it is.
Which
It
can
is
be
a
expensive.
fundraising tool for the team. So
Yeah.
it's not something that would be open 24/7 as like a restaurant.
Yeah, exactly. It's right. I just think like after a game, we do want people coming from other towns to go into our town and spend money. So I was thinking, let's think about like how much we want to offer. We want them to maybe still be a little bit hungry and thirsty when they head home. But it's a great idea to have something there. We just need to be ready for the additional litter that will take place, but I'm sure we'll be able to do that in our brand new designed garbage cans and recycling containers. But I put a lot of thought into it, and I really just wanted to make my feelings known.
No, it's great. And Mary Jane, if I could just add real fast, we did change the name officially, and I reported in the last council meeting at Public Works that we were changing the name from Snack Shack to Pavilion. But Mary Jane was 100% right that it was a snack shack just because everyone knows it as such. But now that it's there and it's out there and we're going to be making the improvements, we did change the name, and we were putting that in the resolution and stuff too. So. And I agree with everything else that you said, Carrie.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay. Did anyone else from the public wish to speak? I am not seeing anybody's hands up, so I will close the public hearing. Moving on to items of business, we have a public hearing on Ordinance 2021-1902, appropriating the sum of $10,000 for the emergency replacement of SBR blower motor for the sewer capital account. Would anyone in the public like to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Gina, would you like to move that?
I knew you were going to ask me this, and I've been trying to get to my new Google Drive stuff, and it is
work, so that's why.
I can move it if you want. I have it.
I have to find the shared drive. Sorry. Thank you.
I move to pass ordinance 2021-1902 on final reading and adopt as published.
I heard a second. Who was that?
I second it.
Okay. All right, roll call, please.
Mr. Donahue,
Yes.
Ms. Greenfield. Yeah, you're on mute. That's all right.
You're muted, Diane.
You're muted.
Yes.
Mr. Hammond,
Yes.
Ms. McCready,
Yes.
Ms. Zamara,
Yes.
Okay, I will open the public hearing on ordinance 2021-1903, appropriating the sum of $133,000 for the emergency replacement of a UV disinfectant system, also coming from the sewer capital account. Would anyone in the public like to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Gina, can you get this one? You up
I
there?
can now.
All
We're at,
right.
we're at 1903, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. I move to pass ordinance 2021-1903 on final reading and adopt as published.
I'll second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Ms. O'Meara,
Yes.
Ms. McCready,
Yes.
Mr. Hammond,
Yes.
Ms. Greenfield,
Yes.
Mr. Donahue,
Yes.
Next, I will open the public hearing on ordinance 2021-1904 concerning local enforcement of the Uniform Fire Code through a shared service agreement with Bernards Township and amending Chapter 15 of the Borough Code entitled Fire Prevention. Would anyone in the public like to be heard on this? Seeing none, I will close the public hearing. Jeff, would you like to move that one? I think you're on the fire.
Sure. I move the 2021-1904 concerning local enforcement of the Uniform Fire Code through a shared service agreement with Bernards Township and amendment of Chapter 15 of the Borough Code entitled Fire Prevention. I move to pass ordinance 2021-1904 on final reading and adopt as published.
I'll second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Donahue,
Yes.
Ms. Greenfield,
Yes.
Mr. Hammond,
Yes.
Ms. McCready,
Yes.
Ms. O'Meara,
Yes.
I believe the next ordinance, Jack, we wanted to postpone the public hearing until the next meeting because we haven't finished the agreement.
Yes, please, Mayor. If somebody could move to carry or continue the public hearing until the December 27th meeting with no further notice of publication.
I'll move to move this ordinance to continue it to the next public meeting on December 27th with no further notice to the public.
Thanks.
Do you have a second?
Second. I'll second.
Okay, can we do an all in favor on that?
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we're good on that.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, next is introduction of ordinances, and this is, and I don't know, for the pickleball court, this is to encumber the funds so that we can start preparing the bid specs and be able to go out to bid so that we're ready to go as soon as the nice weather comes and get these done quickly. We're also applying to the county for these as well for a grant. So some of that money will be replaced as well. Gina, can you move that?
I move that ordinance 2021-1906, an ordinance appropriating $600,000 from the Borough Open Space Trust Fund for the construction of a pickleball court at the municipal pool complex, the Polo Grounds, be introduced by title, passed on first reading, published according to law, and that a public hearing be scheduled for a meeting beginning at 7 p.m. Monday, December 27th, 2021.
I'll second.
Okay, and this is, by the way, it's 3 courts, it's not 1. I believe the drawing calls for 3. Yes?
That's correct. Yes.
I have a question if I could.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just want to make it clear, this does not commit us. I'm in favor of the pickleball courts, but this does not commit us necessarily to go ahead if we did not get the grant, does it? This allows us to put out an RFP and to make our specs. But if we don't get the grant, we could reconsider whether we're going forward for the full 600,000.
yes. Tom, you want to respond to that?
Yes, Councilman, you would have to award a very specific contract for that to take place. So Right, you'll know way before then whether or not we've received the grant, but we're feeling optimistic.
Yeah. Yeah, we need to do, go through the whole bid process, so that will take some time. Okay. We didn't do, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, good. Moving on to resolutions. Just a couple, we have 21-260 through 21-269. Just a couple of points. I think I just wanted to point out that using, I think it's 262, the cooperative purchasing, we have quite a number of those that we use, and they really do help us save money because we are a small municipality. By going into those larger pools, we really are able to get better pricing on a lot of things. So the more we join, the better. All right.
And
Also,
a couple of these change orders are money back to the borough too, right?
yes, that was my second point. Actually, the net difference is $47,865.42. So well done, coming in under budget on some of those projects. I think that's terrific. So
Mayor, those, I
Tom?
apologize. Worth noting that these aren't under what we estimated to spend. These were under what the contract award was.
Right.
So that's kind of rare.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Doug and the good teams have been doing a great job.
Yep. Anybody else want to have a comment on any of the other resolutions?
Not from my side.
Okay, would someone like to move them?
I'll move to adopt resolutions 21-260 to 21-269.
I'll second.
I'll second.
Yep, she's fast. Roll call, please.
Ms. Zamara,
Yes.
Ms. McCready,
Yes.
Mr. Hammond,
Yes.
Ms. Greenfield,
Yes.
Mr. Donahue.
Yes.
All right. Mayor's update. Geez, we had 3 weeks between meetings here. November 24th, I attended the Somerset County Human Services Committee meeting. The topic was about ending the HIV crisis. December 1st, there was a legislative update from the League on A1571 and 1576. And this was legislation that was requiring prevailing wage on redevelopment projects, which can really affect any kind of redevelopment project, especially our affordable housing, which it was being pushed by the unions, and it had been approved by the Assembly Labor Committee, and it was forwarded to the Appropriations Committee. And there was a similar bill in the Senate that was awaiting the Senate Labor Committee consideration. So the League was really championing, opposing this bill. They had a lot of, built a big consortium of different organizations. There was a mayor's sign on, which I signed, and a number, I think they had quite a few mayors sign on to it. And at the second, like the following week, I think we had another session, and it looks like for now that bill has died. So that was a good thing, because that really would have affected our redevelopment project. I also attended a League webinar on library law, which was really interesting. A lot of things I didn't know about how libraries operate. We had a really well done council member for the new council members training that Tom and Jack put together, and it was kind of an afternoon of meeting the department heads, and I think really, really useful and productive. I attended the tree lighting on December 4th, which got a huge crowd. I was really impressed with the number of people who came out. It was a great evening, the weather was good, and that night we had the holiday lights parade. Last year there were, I believe, 7 vehicles in the parade. This year we had 16. Amazingly creative floats, if you want to call them that, but really just, it was a great turnout. A lot of people came to watch. So hopefully every year it'll just keep growing. We did have a meeting on December 7th with several of the members of the Downtown Redevelopment Committee with Chris Colley, Joe DeMarco to go over the agreement so that they were looped in on that. On the 7th, I did my 4th wedding, which was really nice. I also attended, there was a virtual Excellence in the Arts Awards ceremony that the Somerset County Cultural and Heritage Commission did. Our Cultural Arts Committee had nominated Downtown Bernardsville for Arts in the Community Award for the mural project, and they won. So they actually, it was a really nice virtual program where all the winners in the different categories produced a video. They did a really nice job of recognizing Downtown Bernardsville. They will be, I believe the next county commissioners meeting, they will be actually going in person to get their award. I attended the Somerset County Planning Partners meeting. They are releasing a new municipal climate resilience planning guide. So we can look forward to that as to what we can do on the municipal level for climate control. And the county also listed their 4 major climate goals that are now on their websites if you want to see what those are. We had a finance committee meeting, very brief introductory, getting there, starting out. On the 8th, I attended the Somerset County Governing Officials Association dinner, where they honored retiring Senator Kip Bateman, which was a nice event. I attended a Complete Streets webinar on the new technical assistance programs that they're offering. So we're going to see if there's one of the programs maybe we can use. We had done, what was it, Christine? Safe Streets or walking? What was the one that we did
The
on
one program, the 6-week, yeah. Oh, that was that was one of the technical assistance grants that was a walking audit.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. And
walkability audit.
Right.
But you can do other ones too.
Yes. So I kind of got the list of all the different assistance programs. We're going to see if there's one that we can apply for and work on more of our complete streets. Part of it is we need to revisit our policy and get that more of a usable living document. The county calls was interesting. The amount of COVID cases in a week went from about 250 to over 600. 83% of those people were unvaccinated. The majority are still the Delta variant. In Somerset County, 97% of the 18 and over population is vaccinated, which is pretty impressive compared to, I think, the state average. 21% of the 5 to 11-year-olds and 69% of 12 to 17-year-olds are vaccinated, and 35% of Somerset County residents have received boosters. On the 9th, I attended the Healthy Towns webinar, and they went through the qualifications for their various designations, which the Mayor's Wellness Committee has been working on, hopefully to apply for a healthy up and coming. And then the next is a healthy town to watch, and then a healthy town. So we're going to be working towards those. The 9th, the Downtown Bernardsville Board meeting. The 10th, I attended a webinar by the Transit Oriented Development Group, NJTOD, and they are going to have some new funding programs in 2022. So we may want to look for projects, transportation type projects to submit for that. Today was the Somerset County Business Partnership Annual Meeting. Unbelievable crowd for that. Excellent presentation by the CEO of Fulton Bank on economic recovery. And then they did what they called the 40 under 40 awards. So they recognized 40 up and coming people who are under 40 in the county. And actually one of them was Peter Cocoziello of Advance, who is our developer. Just a reminder, the winter market will be January 8th to March 26th from 10 to noon. We are going to put up the signs again to remind people not to park in the market area from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. So just, a heads up on that. And that is my report. So any questions?
No question, but you left out one thing, Mary. I know you're really busy, but you left out that you attended the menorah lighting on December the 5th as
Oh,
well. Made a few
I
remarks.
forgot that.
So thank you for being there for that.
Yes, that was really, and what a crowd. It was a great turnout. They did, there was donuts and hot chocolate and just a really great atmosphere. So yeah, and thanks for your work on that, Councilman, getting that together. All right, Tom, you're up.
Thank you, Mayor. So this is, I always feel like sympathy with the Santa's helpers this time of year because we're locked away working on the budget, trying to pull together the final numbers for this year, trying to get everything squared away while trying to project things for next year without having a whole lot of certainty over state aid just yet. But we are developing different projections and scenarios, and we're also incorporating the results of the resident survey into that and some key performance indicators. So it's going to be a whole new document, and it's taking time to pull together. But we will have to introduce by the end of March. That's the deadline that the state has now set for us, and that's subject to change. I would like to congratulate DPW on getting all the leaves up, or 99% of them, before any significant snowfall occurred and these things froze into blocks. It's really all hands on deck effort to beat the clock. That includes the employees, but also the mechanic, and making sure everything's running and well tuned. I would like to welcome Wendy Brown as our new tax assessment assistant, who replaced Celeste Hartman, who retired, who's with us for about 15 years. And then also, I'd like to thank the new council members for being so generous with their time to listen to us go on and on about local government, and they did a really good job persuading me they were interested. And they are, as dry as some of that can be, going over all the laws and constraints and rules, and looking forward to working with them.
Okay, thank you. Next on the agenda, we have 6E, Green Infrastructure Engineering Rutgers Proposal. And this is from Chris Obromta, who has done some really great work for us in the past. He is with the Rutgers Cooperative Extension Water Resources Program. And what they're proposing is to do a roadway bioswale reduction action plan, or a RAP, for $5,000. I believe the Environmental Commission has that in their budget. So this is something they're proposing that we have done, continuing in their storm water and all the water management program that they've been doing, from, all the water gardens and everything that they've been working on. This is kind of the next step. So I assume we need to do a resolution to approve it. Is that where we are with this, Jack? Anyone want to discuss, or Johanna, did you want to add anything? Did I cover it pretty well? Okay.
This is what I reported upon on the liaison report at the last council meeting. And what they're going to do is essentially make an assessment of the borough and give us 10 recommendations, or recommendations for 10 sites that would benefit from this environmental technology.
You know, Mayor, because it's only $5,000, as I recall. If you just want to approve it by motion, then it can be done by voucher. That would expedite things.
Okay.
And to be clear, these are not new dollars. These are dollars already in the EC budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I just meant, since it's below the quote threshold, we could do it by voucher. I would just ask for a motion to proceed.
Okay. Jeff,
Okay.
want to do that?
I'm not quite sure which language to use, but hopefully we can proceed with item number 6E, the green infrastructure engineering Rutgers proposal, adopt that and give them the go-ahead.
That works.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor? Anita?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're good. I guess, do I have to sign that, Anthony, to make it official tomorrow?
I'll take a look if there's a signature line on it. I'll let you know. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Correspondence, did we have any?
No.
Okay. Any unfinished business? Anything coming up? Any new business? All right, we do have some items for executive session. We have some pending litigation. We will not be coming back out, I assume, because we're not going to take any action. So, wow, it's 7:30.
Yeah.
It's a record times.
That's got a modern indoor record.
So,
We'll take it.
This is so early. Should we remind people that there's booster shot walk-ins tomorrow
Oh,
at the train
yes.
station from
Thank
2 to
you.
6?
yes, that's tomorrow. Yeah. What are the times again? 2 to 6? I think it's 2
2
to
to
6.
6, I have.
Yeah.
It's a
And
6. I don't know if it starts at 2 or
no
3.
I think it's 2 to 6, but yeah, there was a notice. It's probably on the website, isn't it, Anthony? About
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll make sure it is if it got bumped down, but yeah.
Okay. And that's for anything, regular vaccination, if you haven't had that, or a booster, and they have all 3 types, and it's great. They're terrific. They're very professional. They do a great job. You just have to be a Somerset County resident. You don't have to live in Bernardsville to go down there. And I know we approved for them to be in the train station if they needed to be, if the weather was bad. So I don't know if anybody's taking care of that, but just in case we need
Supposed
somebody
to be
go
great
back.
this week.
I know it was lovely today. So
I
yeah,
think along those lines, it's worth mentioning that if you've gotten the Moderna or Pfizer and you're more than 6 months out, then you need the booster. And if it's J&J, if you're more than 2 months out from that, the booster is recommended. So if you want to be fully vaccinated, those are the guidelines.
yeah. Okay, do I have a motion? Oh, wait, Tom?
Just, that reminded me, Councilwoman Zamara asked me to look into getting the motor vehicle
Yes.
truck back out here.
Mhm.
They did get back to me and they said they'll be accepting applications again in March, and we won't be punished for having it last year.
Okay, good. Okay, do I have a motion for executive session?
I'll move to adjourn to executive session.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so I will thank the public who has been here. Thank you for coming. And we will be in
Thank
executive
you.
session and not coming out. So we'll see you next time on the 27th.